You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show, the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, sorry for that, about that, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. Doesn't look like we have any new callers, but man, do we have a lot of callers. So we got to rock and roll here. We have 40 calls right now, so a lot of opinions on everything that's going on here today. We'll see what's up. First and foremost, Snacks, what's going on?
Wyatt Cooper's jarred and loose? Dude, what about Wyatt using his body to box that out so he could get the ball? That was a heady play, too. Man, I love our defense right now. This is just outstanding. Love it. I know they gave up some. I get it. I know they've given up some chunk yards on the ground game, and I know that there's stuff that needs to be fixed. So I'm not completely out of my mind. But at the same time, man, it looks good, man. Yeah, it's great. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, I mean, the defense kind of started to slip a little bit at times, but there are certain people that are really emerging, and I feel like I keep saying it, but it feels unusual to me. Occasionally you might have a guy. Maybe you'll have a draft pick. Maybe you'll have a free agent. It's weird because the people I'm starting to have the most faith in are not the people that I expected to have the most faith in. It's honestly zero of the wide receivers. And I don't mean that to be necessarily negative, but who do you know is going to step up? I mean, right now you'd say Romeo Doubs. 2-3 weeks ago, you would have said Jaden Reed. At no point would you say Wicks or Watson at this point. Not that Watson's done anything bad. It's just, he's just kind of there. Jordan, I don't necessarily massively trust Jordan. Doesn't mean he's terrible, but, is this a guy that's going to carry the team? Is he? No, I mean, he does some cool stuff. He does some stupid crap, too. And it's been kind of so far this season. He's not a top 10 quarterback by any conceivable metric. But you've got what? Tucker Kraft. Where the heck did that come from? Right? Josh Jacobs, who is a free agent signing, has been quite good. On the defense, I'm not counting on guys that I really thought we should be, like Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, to some degree, Preston. I thought Brooks and Wooden would be much more impactful than they have been. Again, the whole defensive line thing is weird to me, but at the end of the day, we're cracking halfway through the season. I'm kind of to the point where I don't really care. It's just not working. It's bad. However, despite the lack of linebackers that I have faith in, here comes Edgerrin Cooper that looks like a freaking superstar. Again, it's volatile, and sometimes he's really just off, depending on, what he's being asked to do or whatever the case may be. But he is starting to look like an absolute superstar. Eric Wilson, I'm skeptical, but 2 weeks in a row, he has proven to be significantly better at the middle linebacker position than Quay Walker has ever been. Even if he regresses, Wilson will have still ended his tenure at the middle linebacker spot, having played better in that spot than Quay Walker ever has. Corner has kind of gone the way that you would like it to go. I trust Jair to be a good corner. He has been a good corner for us. Surprisingly, Keyshawn has really kind of stepped up. It's very weird because I felt like the fan base was always higher on Keyshawn than they probably should have been. He's always been kind of a subpar slot guy, whatever. I don't know what his grade is quite yet. I haven't peeked at it. I got to record that podcast after this podcast, but I feel like there have been zero. I have not had any or many issues with Keyshawn since he's been moved to the boundary, at all. He probably played a good amount of slot in this game because Bullard had to spend some time at safety and whatnot, but I don't know. As much as I felt like, again, he's great with all the tackling and everything, but he has a liability in coverage like it was earlier in the season. Really seems like he started to step up. Then, of course, you got the safeties, Evan Williams, Xavier McKinney. Holy crap. McKinney is better than I ever expected he would have been, even though I was sitting here saying, you guys don't understand how good of a pickup this is. I didn't understand how good of a pickup it was going to be. And Evan Williams, as much as, I liked him in college and whatnot, I did not think that was going to translate, especially as kind of a back-end safety. I looked at it as like his main thing is blitzing. He's very good at it, pretty good tackling, etc., whatever. But, as much as I want him on the field, maybe we put Bullard up top, Williams in the box once in a while to do some cool stuff. We'll see how it goes. He just has emerged into an all-around guy. And again, even if he starts to level off a little bit, it's still going to be a significant upgrade. So like I said, there's just a lot of guys, even though there's concern and disappointment in certain areas, there's some guys you look at as like, holy crap, dude. I mean, let's look at it in reverse. Let's take away the draft class and the free agents, and how much does this team suck? No McKinney, no Williams, no Cooper, no Bullard for whatever that's worth, no Jacobs. And if you go back to last year's class, no Tucker Kraft. The last 2 years of draft class plus free agents, it's the reason we have a team right now. Jaden Reed. And good Lord, you go back to 3 years, you got Romeo, you got Watson, you got Rashid, you got even our right side of the line and Sean Ryan and Zach Tom. You go back 3 years, it's like the entire team. Watson and Dobbs, if I didn't say that already. And Wicks was 2023. Jordan Morgan, 2024. And we got Malik Willis, who we just picked up. We got Ben Sims, who we picked up. Emmanuel Wilson in 23. I don't know. There have just been a lot of things done in a very short period of time that have really been impressive. And yeah, Edgerrin Cooper is absolutely one of those guys. So this was I don't think it's a new number, and if it was, I apologize. Here we go.
I'm so sorry. I'm not a new caller. I'm
Okay,
watching the game on my phone, and I can't call on the phone because the game is actually happening. What's up? This is Dakota, that nerd in Tennessee. I've been
What's
very busy.
up?
I'll call in with good news later. But did you see Devonte freaking Wyatt knock that grown man off his feet for that ball? That man said, mine. He put his shoulder in that dude and took him off the ground and jumped on that ball. That was beautiful. I thought it was Keith
awesome.
Clark for a second, but no, I'm pretty sure it's full-on Devonte Wyatt. And then there goes my man, Mother Truckin', Trucker Kraft, with possibly the easiest touchdown I've ever seen him catch. Oh, dude, but Wyatt tossing that man like he was nothing. That man that he tossed was like 47 times the size of me, and he said, bye. That was, I loved it. Oh, that made me happy. All right. Peace.
Yeah, that is an under-talked about moment of the game. That was really fantastic. Not only was it an important play, but just the way that it happened. It was a very satisfying moment watching one of our big guys just violently assault and violate another human being. It was good stuff, man. That's just good football right there. Whoops.
You knew I had to call again. It's cheese slices in there. Whoa!
All right, cheese slices for everyone.
Hey, Ryan, Joe Janitor from Connecticut.
What's up?
So, whether it's Bruce Willis, Malik Willis, Whatchamo Willis, don't care. Packers still score. Oh, yeah. And I want to say happy tight end day, especially to Tucker Kraft. Happy tight end day. Not the kind that P. Diddy celebrates. Shalom.
Oh, no. Why do you do this to me? That was funny, though. That was funny. We do have a good tight end, so there you go.
Well, what I asked for did not happen.
I know.
We get out of Jacksonville with the win. Oh, by the way, it's Jersey Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Here's a few takeaways. I like Eric Wilson and I like Edgerrin Cooper. They're really good. Isaiah McDuffie leaves a lot to be desired. Now, this is what I'm saying. They need to keep Eric Wilson at Mike. He clearly does a good job, and I like him in coverage. He does a decent job. I think PFF will say that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was watching something else. Anyway, put Quay at outside. Get him out of Mike, put him outside.
Yeah.
And then put him in the same role as Edge, where his job is see ball, get ball. That's what I'm looking for.
I mean, I really don't hate that, and this is going to sound horrible and condescending, but it is what it is. I just think you're right in the see ball, get ball thing, because I just don't think he makes good decisions. I don't know that the mental processing is where it needs to be to handle that position, and I do think simplifying things for him would be a net benefit. I don't know a nicer way to say it than that. I mean, I guess we could just put in the caveat that most human beings cannot handle the mental capacity needed to be a football player. So it's not to say that Quay is stupid so much as it's to say I don't think he's in the superhuman mental category to be able to handle the things that he's being asked to handle. He just does not make good decisions, especially split-second decisions. And I agree. If you can just get him in a situation, and there's no position that's completely dumbed down. And there's no position where you can put people out there and they can't be manipulated if you're just not good at these kinds of things. But put him in the position where he is most able to, as you said, see ball, get ball. I think that's it. I'm concerned that when Quay gets healthy, he gets put right back where he was. Maybe I just have a low opinion based on more past things that have happened. I think the newer Packers with Matt LaFleur at the helm, plus Halfley making some decisions. I mean, it didn't take him long to just say, guess who's our new safety? Sorry, he's been good for a week and you're our new guy. I do think the Packers have been a lot better at things like that, just seeing what's working and saying this is just the way it is. But I'm concerned. I mean, he's a first-round pick, not that it has anything to do with Halfley. He's probably much more athletically gifted than anybody else with the exception of Cooper, and it's going to be hard to do it. But listen, we've got a new middle linebacker, and Edgerrin's great where he is. So whatever's left over, that's what he gets, if he gets anything. You know, I'm not in favor of putting him on the edge because I don't think he would actually do, I mean, as a pass rusher, because I don't think he would actually do well. Again, I think his pressures, he's a good pass rusher because he's a linebacker, and linebackers have extremely high pressure rates when you bring them because it's kind of a trick play. And I think if you designate him on the edge, put his hand in the dirt, I think he's going to suck and get ruined. But, I mean, again, I'm to the point where it is what it is. I'm happy with what we've been given with Eric Wilson at middle linebacker. He's been fantastic. I don't know if it's just he's having himself a good year, if it's just a perfect fit with the scheme. Sometimes you take a guy who's not good, you put him in the right situation, and it's like, oh, I'm good at this. I don't know. But we have 3 linebacker spots, and 2 of them are very filled. If you want him to take McDuffie's spot, go ahead. See if it works. I don't care. But, yeah, I don't know. See what you can do. I mean, again, he's a gifted person. He's a gifted athlete, and we know that's why he was drafted, because Goot can't help himself sometimes. I mean, again, I think he does an unbelievable job as a GM, but like everybody else, he's got some things that you look at and you're like, come on, bro. Come on. Really? This was okay, well, whatever. But, yeah, I'm to the point with Quay where it's like, if we happen to have a job for you, we'll let you know. And that's just the way it is.
What we learn about the offense, we learn that Malik Willis can definitely get it done. If Jordan Love is not there, he could definitely get it done. What did we learn about Jordan Love? Man, he looked good-ish. I don't know. I don't know what part was bad leg. I don't know what part wasn't bad leg. I mean, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating right now, and this is what I was worried about with them bringing him back so soon. I thought it was premature. I thought we should have let Willis do his thing. He was clearly on a roll. I thought against the Vikings was a little early, and maybe we're right here. We're seeing the negatives of doing that. Maybe part of the interception problem with Love is that Love can't put the zip on the ball that he's used to, and maybe we're going to call.
Well, I mean, we've been criticizing, at least I have, and a couple other people have agreed, the fact that he's constantly fading away as opposed to stepping into his throws, which was the issue the first time he came back. Maybe that's just a lame excuse because he likes doing little fadeaway jumper shots, which is stupid, or maybe he just feels more comfortable doing it. Which, again, I was furious when he came back and clearly wasn't ready because the Packers said they wouldn't do that. And it's like, well, duh, of course they wouldn't do something so stupid as to rush him back. Now, again, I don't know if this is the same issue because they labeled it as a groin injury. So it may not have anything to do with his knee. That seems unlikely, but it's entirely possible that that's the reality. I don't know We'll get some more information as we go along. It's probably out there. I don't know. I just started recording this. I haven't really gotten myself up to date on things. But look, this isn't the worst timing in the world. I hate it because we got the Lions coming up, and that's a freaking disaster bloodbath waiting to happen. But we have a bye week right after that. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to say, okay, Jordan needs more time. Let the man sit and rehab, and then get another week. I mean, we got one game. We can play one game while at the same time giving him 2 weeks off. Not saying that's the best thing in the world, but, I mean, getting a fully healthy Jordan Love back to how he was at the second half of last season is the only way that we get ourselves a Super Bowl championship trophy this year. It's the only way. So, if, and it's a big if, some of the issues we've seen with Jordan are in any way injury-related, shut him down, period. I don't care. We've got ourselves a really good cushion here with 6 wins on the season. Having 6 wins continue through the next 2 weeks is not going to be the worst thing in the world. 6-3 through, 10 weeks? And it's not even to say we forfeit, because, again, the offense looks fantastic with Malik. We're just talking hypotheticals here, but that's my stance on it.
There's a problem here by making Love not used to throwing on his leg, get bad mechanics going on, and trying to rush him back from injury is going to cause a detriment to his future success. So let's not be stupid here. Let's do the right thing. Let's stop playing him. Just come on. We need to take him out for another 2 weeks. I mean, you can't. The groin getting injured, if it really is his groin, is probably because favoritism is being shown because he can't properly plant on his leg. Look, I'm not a doctor, but that is like something.
And there was a weird comment about, like, we didn't feel, we kept him out because we didn't feel he could protect himself. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And maybe that's it. You know, when you've got a knee that's not working quite right and you got a groin injury, we don't trust that you're going to be able to play in a way that you can protect. It's a stretch to understand that that's what it means, but maybe there's something to that.
And that's pretty well known. If you get an injury in one spot, the rest of your body is going to compensate for it. And when your body compensates for it, it can go beyond what it's normally used to, and then you start stressing and straining that, and you get injuries other places. Come on now. Let's not be stupid. We need our franchise quarterback to be healthy, especially if we want to go and see multiple Super Bowls. Anyway, good win. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not explicitly calling for anything because I don't know, but let's say hypothetically you're right. 100% that needs to be the answer. I'm sorry, I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care. Malik, if it's up to me, and this is the situation, he's injured, and that's part of the problem that we're having, and there's risk of further injury, I will forfeit the frickin' Lions game before I put Jordan Love on the field again. It's just the way it is. I don't want to lose to them. And that's 0-2 in the division now. And then come out of the bye with, maybe he's still not healthy. I don't know. But I don't care. He has to be exactly healthy. Because I think we still get into the playoffs. We only need to win 3 to 4 more games to get ourselves into the playoffs. It's looking like 4, the way, especially the NFC North is playing. Although Bears and Vikings, we'll see.
And McNuggets legend continues. Oh, that was fun.
McNugget does it again, man. He does it. And I don't want to say he doesn't miss, because that's going to be a problem. But yeah. He even makes the one that gets iced and then comes back and makes again. Like, I haven't seen him miss even like a practice one yet. I know it's going to happen, so I don't want to get crazy. And he's probably even going to have a bad day where he misses like 2 or something. But it's like, he just makes it look so easy. Like, bro, this is so easy. It's stupid. This is just stupid to me. We'll take a break. We'll come back and hear from Pac-Man Jersey Jim.
Hey, Ryan. How you doing? Pac-Man Jersey Jim here.
What's up?
A win is a win, but I got to say, not too happy with the performance of this game. First of all, if Love is hurt and he knew he was hurt, or somebody knew that he was hurt, why play him? Honestly, we're not the Cowboys. If you remember from a couple of years ago when this guy Prescott got hurt, he had a calf thing going on. They rushed him back, and he wasn't playing the same. The second issue I have is the secondary. I just want to know, where were they today? Did they even show up to the stadium? It was bizarre to see them giving up that many yards to the Jaguars, especially over the middle. I don't get it. If this is some kind of Robert Saleh scheme, no offense, you can take that back to New York with the rest of the crap and dump it in MetLife Stadium because we don't need it. We were doing just fine without that, if that is the case. Like I said, I don't know. A win is a win, but I'm all discombobulated over here. I don't know what to make of this team. They had the penalties down, the turnovers. There was only one turnover, but, there probably would have been a little bit more if Love was still playing. And then we do that. Like, you take one step forward, two steps back kind of deal. And I don't know. If we play like this next week to Detroit is going to put up another one of those Tecmo Bowl scores they had today, and they have been doing, like 40s, 50s. I don't know, man. I'd like to go into the bye knowing that we can win, have a little confidence, but that looked a little shaky today. I'll give you a call later. Peace.
It was definitely weird, and there's a lot of questions about the team playing soft. Crying out loud. I don't know. I'm convinced that Evan Williams not playing really kind of threw a wrench in things. Let me give you an example, and this should give you some level of confidence. The guy that was most picked on and gave up the most yards by a decent margin is Xavier McKinney. I think the only reason he wasn't probably the lowest graded coverage guy is because he had a pick, but 4 targets, 4 receptions, 84 yards was the most anybody gave up. Then was Bullard, who gave up 4 receptions for 63. So our safeties gave up, 147 yards just between those two guys. And then after that, 43 was given up by Stokes on 2 receptions, 42 given up by Edger and Cooper, and then 28 Keyshawn, Then if you look at coverage grades, Stokes had a 44.6 grade, Bullard 48.9, Keyshawn 49.9. We've got 3 guys down in the 40s. By the way, the Stokes experiment is done in my mind. I'm over it. And again, I think part of the issue it's not even so much that Evan Williams is so good he makes everything work. It's how everything has to change. When Evan Williams isn't there, Xavier McKinney has a different job. Javon Bullard goes from slot back to safety. Keyshawn Nixon has to go back to slot, which means we have to have Eric Stokes back on the boundary. And I'm not sure that's exactly how it went, but you understand how everything got worse. It's not just one thing got worse. Everything got worse. The safeties' talent plummeted. Our slot corner maybe improved. I don't know. Our boundary just went back to Stokes, which is not what anybody wants. I don't know, man. It just, it really radically transforms things. And I was thinking about this yesterday. I feel like the Packers are a very talented but fragile team. We saw this when Jair went out, and the defense couldn't do anything for a similar reason, right? You have to, first of all, Stokes is back on the field, which isn't the best thing in the world. Then you don't have as much coverage, so the pass rush goes to 0, even if there was any to begin with. But you figure, the ball's coming out so quick, it eliminates your pass rush. Your coverage is no good. It transforms everything. Look at the offense. If we lose an offensive lineman, how it could radically transform everything. Shockingly, the only thing that has a lot of depth that I feel comfortable with is quarterback. It's the only one where it's like if we lose the quarterback, I think we're okay because Malik is one of the best quarterbacks in football right now based on his statistics. I think it's like his passer rating is number 1 in the NFL or something ridiculous. Again, it's not even a knock on Jordan. It's just, hey, we picked up this guy and he's just kind of a freak, like no big deal. No, but it does feel kind of fragile. If Edgerrin goes down, how bad is that going to be? If Jair goes down, how bad is that going to be? If Keyshawn goes down, how bad is that going to be? It really causes problems, especially in the secondary. It feels like it's very tenuous, very fragile. But when it's all there, it works real well. And I'm hopeful that we get, there's 2 things. I'm hopeful we get 33 back. But I'm also hopeful that other guys can step up. I mean, I'm really hopeful that Bullard can get out of this rut because he has been god-awful. I mean, just terrible. He had his one good game week 2, and it's like, oh, man, look out for Bullard, right? So week 1 was a 46 grade, 39 coverage. It was his worst game of the season so far, for whatever reason. Like, that was PFF's assessment of his coverage. Then week 2, 78 overall grade, 85 tackling, 73 coverage. Like, man, we got something here. Then it was 52, 59, 45, 62, 66, and 44. He's down to a 51 grade and a 44 coverage grade. His coverage has been even worse. I mean, the only thing kind of elevating his grade is his run defense. 39 tackling, 73, 53, 53, 39, 60, 60, 49. It's been bad. I mean, real bad. I mean, this might just be a miss. We'll have to see how it goes with Bullard. Maybe it takes time. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we need a new solution. I have no idea. But I think we've seen a lot of progress from players. I think we've seen a lot of progress from this defense. Even in this game, it wasn't all bad. I mean, it got ugly, but you know there were some really impressive things. It was like either they just gave up everything or they completely shut everything down. And on top of that, I'm not going to dismiss the fact that Trevor Lawrence was playing some incredible football. I mean, some of those passes were like, damn it, dude, that was exactly where it needed to be. I mean, if he could have just thrown one inaccurate pass, that would have been nice. He didn't.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama, man.
What's up?
Boy. Ooh. Well, find a way to win. That's all I can say. Find a way to win. We found a way to win in the end. Malik coming off the bench, did enough, didn't make no mistakes, did enough to get us the victory. Josh Jacobs was the bell cow today. Hard-fought victory, man. Hopefully Love can be all right. Jair, I don't know what's going on with that one. We got to wait on updates, man. I hope everybody can be all right. I hope everybody can get back. We got a big one this week, man. We got a big one this week at home, and we're going to need all hands on deck. But for today, good win, good grind out. Like I said, all around the game, we played a good game. It's just a hard-fought game.
Yeah.
Defense probably gave up a little bit more in the second half than normal. I mean, it happens. They've been stellar all these weeks. It was bound to happen where they give up a little bit. But all in all, we found a way to win. So that's all that matters, man. On the Detroit, big game this week at home, man. First place on the line. Hope we can get healthy enough to do what we got to do next week. But until next time, as I say, because I might call before next week, go Pack Go. I'll talk to everybody later, man.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it's again, we're talking about the resilience, right? Yeah, stuff sucks. You know, you're driving down the road, your freaking car starts breaking down. You pull over, you try to do the best you can to patch this freaking thing together just to get home or get it to the car shop, and you did just enough. You know, you just keep pumping her full of air and letting her bleed out and get to the next gas station. You know, pumping a little bit of air in there and friggin' tape this thing to the rotor scrobenators and, get her there. And that's what they did. They just patchworked this thing together and made it work. So disappointing that the freaking car keeps breaking down, but good on them for being resilient and being able to come through. Frickin' Malik, man. What can you say? Frickin' Malik. All right, Pac-Man Jersey Jim, what you got to say?
Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Pac-Man Jersey Jim again.
What's going on?
Watching the scoreboards here. There is some good news. At least tomorrow I won't have to hear the Jets fans at the water cooler saying how they're going to the Super Bowl. So that's good.
Yep.
Anyway, you guys have a good one. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, we had our impromptu laughing at the enemy last night. I don't know if that's sufficient, though. I mean, it was thorough, but I don't know if it was sufficient. First of all, I still don't think we've laughed enough at the Chicago Bears. The Vikings got theirs already, but we got Dallas, we got the Jets. There's some laughing to be done, you know. We might have to regroup and figure this thing out.
Hi, Ryan. It's Randy from Minnesota.
Hey.
Oh, my gosh. Does every game have to come down like this?
Yes, it does.
Wow. The resilience this team showed, the heart it showed is just amazing. And that's all a reflection of the coaching and the people they brought in. I'm just really happy to see it. I guess now the question is going to be if you can't put Jordan in if he's not closer to 100%. You just can't do it against Detroit. My feeling is, hopefully this is something that can get over with quick and he can play. But I think I hate to say it, I think our best shot stands right now, if he's not 100%, is with Willis.
Yeah.
It's nuts to say that, but Jordan at one point was becoming more of a hindrance to us than helping us. And it's only because of his injury, of course, and I'm sure he's going to be fine eventually, but we got to get this win on next Sunday. Anyway, what a freaking game. Go, Pat, go. Thanks, man. Bye.
Yeah, it's interesting. It almost feels like two different offenses. I mean, with Jordan, it's more of a, it feels kind of like a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, high-flying, crazy, this, that, or the other kind of offense. It's, crazy passes are coming in and all this wild stuff. It has gotten a little reckless to the point of being a detriment, as we've already thoroughly talked about. With Malik, you don't feel like you have that next gear. You don't have that high-flying ability. But again, you kind of just slowly, methodically, like if we can just do our job, do it well, we can make this work. Like we can grind out 4 yards, and then we can grind out 7. We can grind out, here's another 8, and we can make this thing work. And it just seems to be, everybody else seems to also be on their P's and Q's, which is another thing. I don't know if guys just dig real deep because they realize, we can't lean on Jordan here at all. No disrespect to Malik, but it's just like, I really got to step up and make sure I do my job, make sure if a ball comes my way, I definitely, really got to dig deep and, because I might have to make some kind of a cat. I don't know. I don't know what it is. We got to rally around Malik a little bit. But yeah, certainly, as I've said before, if Jordan is injured, it's not even really a question of like, who's the better quarterback. That's not even coming into the equation. It's just the dude needs to be healthy. We need fully healthy Jordan Love for the playoffs. That's what we need. Would it be nice to have him for the Lions? Yeah, it would. And is it possible that, maybe if we had Jordan and win, we get into the playoffs, whereas if we have Malik and lose, we don't get into the playoffs? It's very unlikely, but sure, we could say that that's possible. I think more than anything, if we lose, people get upset because it's a shot to our pride because the Lions take the number 1 spot securely, and the Packers are now 0-2 in the division, whatever. But listen, let's be smart about it. Let's just be freaking smart about it. We'll do one more real quick. Actually, we got 2 from Joe from Connecticut. Why don't we just wait? We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, Ryan, Joe, janitor from Connecticut. I'm just calling today. Mick made it. Did it again. Go, Pack, go. Go, Pack, go.
Hi.
Say, go, Pack, go.
Go, Pack, go.
That's right. Shalom.
Shalom. It was funny yesterday. My son thought I made up Bears Still Suck. And I was like, I didn't make that up. Like, that's a well-known song. So we're all upstairs watching the Bears game. I mean, me and my son are, but the girls are up there too, playing in their fort that they built in the living room and whatnot. And, I pull out I can't say her name, but like, the home device that when you say her name, she responds. And then you say, can you play the song for me? Anyways, she played Bears Still Suck on the what device. And the girls come out and they're like, this song is amazing. So the whole time we're all dancing in the living room. The girls go out and play outside. The Bears Still Suck. My wife's like, don't say that. I'm like, you shouldn't say that. That's true. Also, I've never been more proud in my life. So, it's good times. What the heck is this?
Oh.
Go
Pack it.
You know what's hilarious about that? The only transcription says Peppa Pig. I was like, did your kids just like call back in and be like, bro, Peppa Pig, by the way. Shout out Peppa Pig. Free my boy Peppa, you know what I mean? Oh, that's funny stuff.
Ryan, what's up, man? Kyle from Madison. Sorry to be a little quiet.
It sounds creepy.
Like almost 11 o'clock here in Europe, but just finished watching the game. And, I think there's going to be a lot of people probably mad, acting like we lost or something, but boy, watching the Ravens lose to the Browns immediately following the broadcast was a nice slap to the face reality. Isn't that weird how there's like big, upset Sundays where like 3 teams will fall in the same weekend? So strange to me when things like that happen. But that was one of those games that you just feel the danger in the air come pretty quickly. You know what I mean? Like, man, I pulled a groin water skiing when I was younger. And as soon as I saw the replay in the first quarter of Love, I knew that's what he did. And I was trying to I was even standing here in the living room trying to figure out how the heck is this guy going to pass? Because he can't plant with his right foot.
Sure.
Because his groin's blasted, and he can't lay into his left knee because it's hurt. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go. And it's kind of a miracle he got so many yards as he did, but he just couldn't play. So let's just pray that's not as bad as it could be. And then Xander goes out. That didn't look good. And then you see Jacobs at the end there. So a lot of whether or not this game will be remembered as just a win or nothing else or not at all is going to come down to the health of those players. But, man, a lot of non-contact injuries, and those scare the hell out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, can we just take that? There's going to be a lot of people upset about this, that, and the other thing, but let's just take a minute to appreciate Brian Gutekunst's maneuvering between Willis and McManus. I mean, man, we don't win that game with Clifford. Sorry, doesn't happen. So that's 3 games we lose probably without Willis, and then we don't win last week or this week without. I'm not even convinced Narv Dog makes that one today. I mean, you're talking about a 5-game swing on 2 pickups by our general manager. So pretty big time to have a guy like that can come off the bench. So I guess let's just pray that our players are going to be healthy eventually. I don't know. I would think they're going to have to shut down Love for a couple weeks, but who knows? I think I'm a little bit more scared about the Alexander one, but who knows about that either. But maybe by the time this airs, you will. Maybe it's good news. I hope. But anyway, man, we got the W. We got out of there. It would have been a nightmare had we not. And it's on the next week, so go back.
Yeah, the injuries in general are kind of scary. Again, I still haven't really looked into it, but I was poking around, and I just see, I'm looking at just the general Packers news headlines, and it's like Jordan Love gets an MRI, Jair gets an MRI, this guy gets an MRI. Like, oh, come on, man. Why is the whole team getting MRIs? I don't like this. But yeah, man, got the dub. Everything's good in the world. I didn't say good in the hood because that's, it's just tired. So I said good in the world because apparently that's better. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Pac-Man Jersey Jim again.
What's up?
Listen, to you and all the Packer fans here, I don't want to come off like a Debbie Downer, but getting back to the secondary thing, my question is, how do we perform worse after their top 2 guys, Thomas Jr. and...
That really was annoying. I mean, it really was. They lost their top 2 wide receivers, and they didn't slow down at all. Like, guys, the only thing I could think is that it's a reflection not so much on either our players or their players, and more of a reflection on just getting scheme whipped. Like, our defensive coordinator was just getting absolutely freaking whipped by their offensive coordinator. It's the only thing I could think. Because it doesn't matter who's in that spot. Again, it's not a matter of these guys are getting open because they're elite route running. They're just doing a better job. That, or it could be our defensive pieces just either being in the wrong spot or whatever. But it wasn't as much a talent gap as it was just a complete inability of our scheme to be able to cover what they were doing.
Kirk got knocked out of the game. Like, I don't understand it. Last week, we had only given up 86 yards, I believe, to an elite quarterback, Stroud. And now we're going over here, and, Trevor Lawrence is, like, putting up stupid numbers. I think it was, like, 308 passing yards, and most of them were probably second half, I want to say. Like, I started seeing a trend, like, you know, the last couple minutes of the first half. I really need to know what's going on with this defense. If you can get back to me, if you've got any insight at all, I'd love to know, because that is very concerning to me. Anyway, go Pack, go. Talk to you later.
I mean, that's the only thing that comes to mind. Like I said, is just it really wasn't the fact that they had elite talent that was whipping us. I just think they were scheming guys open, and their quarterback, who was having a good day, was able to just find the guys and throw good passes. And that's all it really took, especially against a defense that, you know, again, whether it was the bad plays or just guys not getting lined up right or guys just not being able to cover, period. You know, I mean, if let's just continue to pick on Bullard. If Bullard is just kind of bad and he's picking up on stuff late, it doesn't matter who the wide receiver is, right? Anybody coming streaking across there, if Bullard is late, Bullard is late. So I all I can say is it speaks to the Packers' deficiencies more so than the Jaguars' efficiencies. It's not the best word to use, but it sounds good. It's more about the Packers being bad than it is the Jaguars being good. That's the only thing that comes to mind, because they didn't lose a single beat. It wasn't even a little bit. They didn't slow down at all. Whereas you felt like this has to be a big blow. It wasn't. They just put some other rando in there in that spot, had him run the exact same route, and it made no difference. So there you go.
What's going on? It's Omar the Firefighter. How y'all doing? Just wanted to call and say, you know, I'm happy we got the win. I'm trying to do some quick shots. I'm upset not that Jordan Love necessarily got hurt, but just how he got hurt. Like, he's doing these, like, unorthodox passes where he's jumping a lot. He's jumping on one foot, so he landed on his one foot, got hurt. But he did that, like, all game. Even after the injury he was doing that. I'm like, why are you doing it? You don't have to jump to try to make a pass unless somebody's, like, trying to pull you down or something like that. It's kind of like, I know he get comped to Mahomes, but he's doing it. I feel like Mahomes does it when he needs to do it, versus Love is just doing it like playing backyard football with my friends, and I'm just going to do this wild pass. Like, I feel like he's doing it unorthodox. Sure. If he set his feet, you know, like I'm sure LaFleur is teaching him to pass the ball, like even I heard you mention it, he would be more accurate.
Right.
And he wouldn't have got hurt. So it's like, it's that part makes me a little mad. It's like you're getting hurt because you're doing this unorthodox, unnecessary type of pass. So I love that he can do it when he needs to. Right. But that's the point. Is like, I want you to do it when you need to, not all the time unnecessarily.
It was funny. I saw, Bears fans are trolling, like, Jordan Love has never thrown a tight window pass ever. So one of the Packers gems that we have is Basariski. He's got a YouTube channel, but he started off doing highlights before he started doing his commentary. So he's really good at finding cut-ups and putting them together and creating these little highlight reels. So he created a highlight reel of Jordan Love throwing tight window throws. It's a great video. You should go find it. But still, the issue more so was this went back even to last year, and the amount of throws he made that were those fadeaway jumper throws when he has no pressure in his face was like, bro, I wanted to believe it was because he was hurt and he just couldn't put weight on his front leg. He's been doing this forever, fading backwards and throwing. And don't get me wrong, like most of the time, these are beautiful throws, and the fact that he did that makes it look even cooler. But it's like, bro, not everything needs to be like a cool, sexy highlight throw. Like, you can step into it and throw if you want to. Like, not all of them, like the Tucker Kraft throw. He stepped into that and rifled that frickin' thing. And he probably because he needed to, right? That window was closed, and he's like, I got to launch this frickin' ball or it's not going to get where it needs to get. But a lot of times, like, especially if he's just lofting a pass, for whatever reason, it's like he, rather than like pushing into his front foot, he like falls back and hits his back foot, like, and uses that to generate power or something to torque with his body. I don't know. I don't know the freaking physics of it, but it's a very weird thing that he does. And maybe it's not a problem. Maybe that's just his throwing style. It's unorthodox, but it works for him. And there's no point in trying to dismantle it and teach him to do something else. But It is just annoying to watch it, especially when they end up being interceptions. And it's like, you didn't have to do that, did you? You could have just stepped into it and used proper quarterback technique, which is built around, accuracy largely. I mean, generating power, but also accuracy. But no, I guess we'll just fall away as we throw it. I don't know. Again, I love it because when it works, it's like, bro, this guy's so good. Like, who makes these throws? It's crazy. But when the interceptions start to rack up, it's like, all right, maybe we take it down a notch. Let's do that. Like you said, kind of revolutionary idea. How about only when you have to, right? Pockets collapsing, somebody's in your face. You got to throw, fall away and kind of do a sidearm because somebody's got their hands up in your face. Got to do what you got to do, man. You know what I mean? You just got to survive out there. But when you got a clean pocket, come on, dude. I don't know. I just be interesting to hear from. I'm sure LaFleur would just shoot it down immediately. Freaking idiot. You know what you're talking about. But I would be curious. Maybe the QB coach or something. Just be like, am I imagining this? I feel like he falls away as he throws a lot. Is that just his style? Is that something you're aware of? Or are you okay with that? Like, what the heck are we doing?
I'm happy we ran the ball with Jacobs. Like, that show how Jacobs is. Like, you just keep feeding him the rock, and he gets better. And I didn't like how we were using him in the past. Like, we're giving it to him like he's Aaron Jones. Like, all right, get out. You ran it twice, get out. All right. No, man, feed him the rock. Like, he used to just keep going and going, and that's how he gets better.
And allow him to beat down the defense, but then also allow him to reap the rewards of sucking up those yards after he beats them down. Not just like, we're going to use him a little bit up front, and then it's not really working, so let's just let Emmanuel Wilson dance around and grab a couple yards. It's like, and granted, I don't know if we can run him 25 times every game. He is a bigger dude. He can handle more, but you got to protect him too a little bit,
So hopefully we're going to have to do that if Malik starts. Lastly, about Willis, again, I like he has an arm. I know he needs to work on things. But his downfall, and if I was the defense going against him, is like, take away the first read. Because he's getting the ball, he looks at whatever the first read is, and if it's not there, he jets. And it's like, dude, like, you're a quarterback, man. You played quarterback all your life. You can run. That's nice. But I don't want you dependent on running. Like, I want you to check. Like, look, first read, second read. If it's not there after the second read, fine. But usually there's 3 or 4 reads. So it's like, at least get to the second read, because he's just stuck on whoever the supposed to get the ball first. And if they're not open, he's checked, man. You can't do that, because sometimes the first person is not going to be open. So anyway, go Pack go. I'm excited. And the Lions game is going to be brutal. All right, go.
Yeah, Lions are playing seemingly their best. I mean, listen, the Titans are terrible, and maybe they're kind of like a Dallas Cowboys team. Not right now, but I mean, over the last 2 to 3 years, Dallas Cowboys have been really good at beating the crap out of really bad teams, like really running up the score, but not necessarily bringing that same energy against good teams. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's possible. But we'll see, man. We'll see. It's definitely not the most encouraging thing to watch them throw up points the way that they are. We shall see. Why not? Beer Cheese Benny, what's going on?
Ryan, Beer Cheese Benny here.
Hey.
I have no energy. I was at the game in Jacksonville, and it was a total Packers takeover, let me tell you. You go to my Twitter, at Beer Cheese Benny, you'll see. I got pictures. I'll probably post some videos later. But, dude, after the game, just go Pack, go Chance. It was epic, man. It was a fun time, but it was too hot. I probably shouldn't have drank the beers I did. Probably should have just went totally sober. It was too hot there. Freaking hotter than hell in Jacksonville. Anyways, shit was sloppy. Pissed me off kind of, but I'm glad we won. We wouldn't have won if I didn't go there, so you guys can thank me now.
True.
Yeah, Jordan Love's going to be out. It's okay. Matt LaFleur's a genius with Malik Willis. How about Tucker Kraft, dude? I saw that. That touchdown came right to me, man. I was right near over there.
Nice.
But I really don't know what else to say other than go Pack go, and I have no energy. I can't even think right now, man. I'm just happy that we won, dude, to be honest with you. How about McManus, dude? putting away his former team. Pretty cool, dude. But, yeah, we really are going to have to clean this up against the Lions. And you know what, dude? I wouldn't be surprised if we squeeze the wind out of our ass again. But, I got to go home. I got to shower. And I got to pound some water, my guy. Anyways, go, Pat, go. We'll call in for Victory Monday when I can think more clearly.
Well, Packers seem to come on, Jagoff. Packers seem to have a ability to rise to the occasion. This isn't the first Packers team we've seen this way, by the way. I know we've talked about this in the past. They rise to the occasion, but no higher than just the occasion. And a lot of times that means that they barely get out of bed, but they get up as high as they need to be able to pull out a win, even if that means just barely scratching one out. We'll see what that means for the Lions, man. Maybe we see a little something extra from them. Seems like some maybe positive news about Jordan. I don't know. Sounds a lot like, even though the tone seems to be positive about he might play this week, it sounds very similar to what we heard last time he got hurt, where it's like there's a chance. There's a non-zero chance. Like, okay, you know what? Shut up with your face, okay? Thank you. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good rest of your day. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.